Today, I want to take you through my plan to help 100 martial arts school owners scale from 100 to 300 students and help 10 martial arts school owners scale to $1 million in annual revenue. So, I'm going to go through the whole plan. I'm going to take you through this Google Doc, and I'm probably going to go a little off script just to give you a bit more context around how the story evolved, what got me here, what brought on this plan, and all the rest. So, I'll start at the semi-beginning. So 13 years ago, I discovered martial arts at my 5-year-old's first martial arts class. I'd never been to a martial arts class, didn't know much about it. I saw the movies. All that I thought is, for me as a first-time parent, what a great activity this looked like for my child to get into. And I was watching this class, and to me, the only words I could find to describe it was personal development in the physical form. I was seeing these kids stand 6 feet tall, discipline, confidence, and I thought, wow, these kids are learning like life-changing skills, and it's all disguised as fun, and they don't even know it. And that moment, if in hindsight, was a life-changing impact for me, which brought me to this life-changing journey. So I started helping the school where my son was training with lead generation. This came about completely not on purpose. I actually bumped into one of the instructors at a kid's playground where my child was playing and got talking to the instructor and learned what they were doing. And this was the first time I sort of got some insight just on how the business was running, etc. And my marketing brain kind of just triggered a few ideas. And I thought, look, I know a few things that could definitely help you guys. I'd love to come and share what it is. And so at this time in my life, I was deep into the trenches of online marketing. I was doing Google ads. I was mainly running like online affiliate type products, doing Google ads to landing pages and emails. And I'd gotten a little bit of success. My biggest aha moment was being in Australia at the time and selling to someone in the States that I've never met, and they bought my product, and I was just, oh wow, the possibilities of this are endless. I know it's common things now, but that time it wasn't that common. Anyway, so the school was already successful. They had just started on marketing online, and so I introduced them to a few things. Like we ran an email campaign, which got surprising results. And by the way, we still run this campaign. It's called the 4-Day Student Scale campaign. It's slightly modified now, but it still works, and it's the thing that we put on repeat for our clients all the time, just with some variations. But the psychology, it still works. And so I became their marketing arm. And shortly after that, I stepped onto the mats myself. One of the instructors were asking me, why aren't you training? And it was funny because if I think about it now, I had all the excuses that you probably hear all day, right? Too old, I'm too injured from rugby, etc. And but then cliche, I tried it, I was hooked. And so that's just the next step of how martial arts started to infiltrate my life. So parent, son is training 3 times a week. I'm helping with the marketing, and now I'm training. And so now martial arts is slowly becoming my life. And so this is, I guess, where our stories might become, we might have similarity in that, where, I don't know, when you decided that martial arts is going to be your life, you'd probably been training way longer than than me, starting in my late 30s. And but there was probably a moment where you decided, well, hang on, I'm going to go this route. Martial arts is going to be my life. And so that was it for me, right? And so Martial Arts Media was born as a brand, and I'd found my purpose. So fast forward to 2016, I created the Martial Arts Media Business Podcast. At this point in time, this was really a channel for me I just wanted to learn, right? And if I think about it now, it's like 9 years doing this podcast. But that's when I did the first interview with the guys I was working with, and it was really to learn. I thought, well, look, I don't know much about martial arts. I love everything about it, but my knowledge is I need to catch up. And so the podcast for me was a channel of just interviewing as many experts as I could and just learning to really soak up the knowledge. And so from that point, I picked up a few clients and I started helping other schools, first nationally and then internationally, Europe, the States, Canada, New Zealand. And And we got some good results, right? The last screenshot I captured from our old shopping cart system, we had recorded 7,386 paid trial students signed up through our system, um, which, in itself is a big number, but conservatively, now the time has ticked on, our results have improved, and, we've been doing this for a long time. I mean, I could say conservatively, we've at least tripled that, right? Well over 25,000 paid trials and then some. So after me working with 400 plus school owners now, I faced two separate problems. There was, I'll talk industry first, and then I'll bring it on to me. So there was a general lack of knowledge around marketing, which led to the big problem: just no strategy, right? No strategy of what to do, how to market the business online, generate leads, attract the right students, how to convert them, and then like retain on the back. Well, retain on the back end is more on the mat, but how to build this online infrastructure that can also support the community and what to do at the right time. And so strategy was non-existent. There was a clear disconnect on how operations were handled on the mats versus how the online world operated. And from my perspective, strategy was non-existent. Software tools available to the industry at the time were decades behind. Um, so, I mean, the struggle and confusion that still exists today was kind of real, because as much as well-intended as people are, if they haven't come from that space, it's hard to take an offline model and try and piece it into a space where it's just not compatible. So look, today the tools are much better, coaches are in abundance, but yet I see strategy is missing. And I mean, let's not even begin to talk the impact of AI, which I think most software applications just aren't ready for. So we get these conflicting tactics from agencies, and then software tools duct taped together, which just causes more overwhelm, more bloat, more frustration. And it feels like it's the 80-20 in reverse. If we think of 80% of your results coming from 20% of your efforts, it's almost like 80% effort is being sacrificed for 20% of the results. That's a broad stroke on the industry. The other problem was me. I burnt out after taking on everything, like building websites. And it's funny, I remember why we wanted to build websites, because we were running Google ads to pages, and I was just looking at what the average web developer was building, which doesn't work for ads. And so it was, and I still see this, it's very frustrating for me when somebody says, here's a high converting website. And I'm like, well, have you run ads ever or to it? No. Okay. Then it's just speculation, right? If you haven't put your hard-earned money behind a website and run ads to it and track those conversions, everything is just speculation. And so I started building the websites, the landing pages, just to make sure that I could actually test it. Not that I could get it perfect, but at least I had the data and I could make improvements through split tests and so forth. So it was websites, it was ads, doing the emails, blogs at the time, videos, social. And if the goal was, and this is something that I really started with from the beginning, is, working with the school that I worked at, they were at a high level. And to maintain that level of authority, I coined the slogan, become the go-to martial arts school, because that was kind of everything, how we approached the strategy of how do you become the authority that people look up to in your space, that, yeah, that's the go-to martial arts school. If you always think of a brand, there's always one that pops in your mind. And that was how we framed everything from that point. And so to do that, these were the tools of authority that were needed. And so I was over delivering, trying to do everything for every school owner, which was a big mistake. And so I needed a better system and a better model too. And a bit off script here, but me trying to do everything for every school owner kind of robbed them from some of the knowledge that I feel is essential every business owner needs to grow a school. If you think of basic marketing, basic sales, and I see the more people, have sometimes uh, limit lim, what's the right word? Like there's limiting beliefs around or cringiness around sales, and people just feel weird about it, and they're like, oh, it's like a used car salesman, etc. And there's definitely a gross side to selling, but that doesn't really apply if you're selling something of value. If you're selling something of value and it truly changes lives, well, you got to do everything in your power to gently persuade people without manipulation and weirdness, right? But so shying away from those skills and just thinking you could just teach and never market, I don't feel that's always also a good strategy, right? You got to understand what resonates with your audience from an ad level, and even if you're not running them, but a basic understanding of knowledge is important. Anyway, um, so look, I needed a better system and a model too to deliver, make sure there's a little balance of knowledge with execution and delivery of services as well. So for me, look, taking on the complexity of every component of online marketing that schools need to be the authority, it's helped me carve a system of simplicity. It's called the School Scale Plan, and it's 9 areas of accelerators that we work on. As a model, there's strategies and there's accelerators, and then there's purpose, which really sits right in the middle. And I created the recipe, but my clients really inspired the ingredients. If I think how many hours I've spent with martial arts school owners online every week, currently we're running 3 to 4 Zoom calls every week, which run for about 60 to 90 minutes, and then just one-on-one time working with high-level school owners, always uh, approach to learn what are the problems being faced, and then going to the drawing board and creating solutions from that. And I think that's what's really given us an edge. It's just time in the market, but then also unpacking where there are obstacles and where the problems are, that we can draw solutions together. And over the last few years, we've created some staggering great results for a small group of martial arts school owners that we call partners. And so this year, and this is where the big plan comes in, is this year I'm really stepping into our vision. And it's to take 10 school owners to $1 million per year in annual revenue, plus help 100 martial arts school owners scale from 100 to 300 students, and also through our community and through our tools, support 50 new martial arts school owners breaking the 100 student barrier. So those numbers are metric. For them, it's like a North Star. For me too. But for me, it's also knowing that the school scale plan is working. And it gives us a goal that we can filter or remove any strategies around that doesn't align with that goal, that's not going to support the outcome. So more important than the numbers is how we achieve it. And we start with purpose. So if we look at we've got a Venn diagram of our model, which is really attract, increase, and retain. Attract the right students, increase signups by improving conversions and automations, and retain more members. And we all know if we don't get those things right, like if we can't attract the right students, well, we're not going to have students. If we can't increase signups and convert, we're going to struggle with cash flow. And if we can't keep them, well, there's never going to be growth. And you're just going to be on a hamster wheel of students in and students out. Now, those are the strategies, but right in the center, what we work with is purpose. So purpose is the goal. So in our world and in our model, purpose consists of 3 things: income that you desire, the impact that you want to create through your students and within your community, and then the lifestyle that you want to live. And, for some, and in the beginning, it's eat, sleep, breathe on the mats. And for others, it's not eat, sleep, breathe on the mats, but a life of balance, travel, etc. We all probably start, with eat, sleep, breathe, but the whole goal is to build a business that you can choose to work and take the classes that you want. So here's how we are rolling out the plan here for partners. And by the way, partners is our flagship program, but there are also 3 levels inside partners. And that goes back down to this vision. Depending on where you're at with a school owner, and where you are headed will depend on which level and which level of access you will need for the right tools and the right conversation to take you where you want to go. So here's the plan. So first up, I'm going to keep on doing what I do, which is one-on-one kickoff calls with me to optimize pricing, offers, and strategy. We've got a 10-step process that we call the on-ramp. I do the kickoff calls so we can fast track, especially on the pricing and the offers, so we can unpack any obstacles or any blocks on taking those right decisions to do the right things and build the right foundations that are going to move the business forward. Number two, onboard our clients into ManPro immediately. And we do that. This is our CRM, by the way. We have a CRM that we use for our clients, for our marketing. Some are also using it to launch their schools. It's our CRM system that it doesn't need to replace what you have. It can work with what you have. And it's not a requirement to swap CRMs to work with us. But we have managed to build all our top performing Facebook ads into our CRM. And it means that we can launch our highest Facebook ads within 24 hours, right? It's that good. It takes you 3 to 6 clicks, and you got to register, connect your Facebook account, choose the ad if you got the right offer, and you can launch your ads. So it is that easy. Number three, once we got your ads running, we install the new lead follow-up engine, which automates the follow-ups via email, phone, SMS, and AI. And if I say AI, it's AI supporting the conversation and not being the conversation. I'm not into lying to people, tricking people. I've never liked buying from an AI bot, and I don't think your customers like that either. So, yep, we use it, but it's definitely a balance of keeping things authentic and real, because we don't want you to break that trust with your new student. Number four, increase revenue by 20 to 30% with the student price upgrader. A lot of what we do part in our kickoff call. Number five, create irresistible offers that your prospects can't say no to. Number six, cut ad spend by 25 to 40% while increasing lead flow. Number seven, monitor the 8 core metrics with the progress tracker to keep score, so we know exactly where your numbers are at, and then we know where we need to do the most work. If it's retention, if it's getting more appointments, it's actually converting appointments, etc. Number 8, host weekly partner power sessions that like we do right now. Plus, we've got our Facebook ad marketing implementation sessions and bi-monthly workshops. It is now me recording this at 12:20. At 6 a.m. we did a Facebook marketing ad implementation session, and we also ran a mastermind at 9 o'clock. That's typically on a Thursday for me. So that's that. On top of the programs, and this is sort of added, is we host live events and private VIP days. And that's for those who want to like connect in person and get results faster. And I say results faster just because you've got direct access in person, and getting information in person, it just, you get information in just a different, in that real modality, you see, experience, have the conversations, and I feel you just get to process information a lot better. So if you want to elevate your results, always good to try and meet up in person where you can. And number 11, number 10, refine and repeat with 10% improvement at each 90-day growth cycle. So every 90 days, we reset a plan, we reset the numbers, and we commit to new marketing campaigns, new projects. Number 11, apply the retention maximizer to keep churn below 5%. Our record in the group, I think, is just below 3%. And for our high-level group, which is called Partners Mentor, the group is gunning for 1 million per year. I've partnered with my longest standing client, who's a multi-7-figure school owner, to help implement their 40-year proven operational systems that have scaled their school to, which is current, 1,850 active students. So I'm working together with them and their team, and we're working with a small group of martial arts school owners over a 16-week commitment. And the whole goal is to revamp operations, direct access. It's not another course or another program. It's high level direct access, direct coaching to make sure you get the right answers and make the right decisions. Most importantly, that is going to help you take your business to 1 million and beyond. So that's the plan for partners. Now, I want to talk about probably something, probably a bit more personal, but also more important, because I did mention that, I did go down a path. Like, I love business and I love marketing, but I also went down a path where, like, that became so much my life, and it burnt me out trying to do everything. And I want to do this business for a very long time, and I want to keep working with the people that I like working with. And to do that, I've got to be honest and real with who I am, what I can deliver, what I can't, and what level of energy I can actually expend to commit to the business while keeping a balanced life myself. And so to do that, here's a plan for me to stay aligned with the mission. And that is prioritize health, family, being a great dad, and time on the mats. So, health, super important for me. I had a few situations over the last couple of years, just surgeries and stuff, that were really set me back, and it really made me appreciate day-to-day living and being healthy. Family, my kids, my wife, most important to me. It's kind of why I do what I do. And being a great dad, I like to be present with my kids and involved, and whatever I can do in leadership for them to make sure that they become great adults is super important. And then time on the mats, which is something that, because of these surgeries and injuries, has been very limited for me. And I've just started back on the mats with a coach, private right now, but it's still, jiu-jitsu is still one of my big passions. And yeah, really working on that. So that's number one. Number two, say no to distractions and clients who don't align with my values. So uh, martial arts is a small, probably, niche in itself, but it's also very big, right? And there's a lot of people, and there's a lot of different styles, people in different countries, continents, different ideas, which is all, everything, and all styles and everything is all welcome to me. I just want to work with good humans, right? People that align with my values. And, that's going to be a fraction of the martial arts industry, right? Some people are just not going to gel with me. They're just not going to like me, or the things I stand for, etc. And that is okay. I want to make sure I spend more time on my marketing, we'll discuss that later. But I want to make sure that people know exactly, as much as possible, who they're working with, and kind of work out for themselves if I am the right guy to help them achieve those goals, get to 300 students, get to 1 million per year, etc. Cool. So say no to distractions. Number three, keep it real. Express my weirdness. Don't take life too seriously. I can be a weirdo. And yeah, just have fun doing this. Number four, sink my feet into beach sand daily. Live 5 minutes from the beach. I moved here. It was kind of like a lifelong dream to live here on the Sunshine Coast. I do make the most of that, be able to go down to the beach. And number five, when I can, surf, train BJJ. I mentioned that on the mats. Meditate, drink coffee, and have fun. All right, that's the personal stuff. How am I going to do this? All right, how am I going to execute the plan to make sure I speak to the right people and get the message out about partners? So this video is step number one, by the way, was creating this video. But here's my plan of execution. Increase the rhythm and expand the value on the Martial Arts Media Business Podcast. I joked the other day that I'm probably the longest standing podcast, because I've been going for like 9 years, where I probably should be at like thousands of episodes, but I mean, I've done a good 150, 60, but it's documented a long journey of, where I've been and what I've done. That's going to be a big focus, to really make sure I invest everything back into the Martial Arts Media Business Podcast. Number two, part of the podcast, really document and share previously private resources to attract the right school owners who value the partners way. So I've been doing partners for, I think, 7 years now as a community and a group, and we've shared a lot of resources. And frankly, I'm much happier spending the time that I do with clients than out there making a noise, marketing, which is kind of why I've kept it small and kept it growing the way it is. Um, I do feel, however, that there's so many things kept behind the scenes that can be so helpful for a lot of school owners. And I'm happy to release a lot more of this content out to the public because it's a great filter, right? Where people can see the content, they get to experience what value we provide. It's an easy answer if they should be working with us on this journey or not. Number three, invite subject matter experts to partners and collaborate with any martial arts school owner who adds value to the mission. So, um, I'm, I'm, I, I feel I'm very aware of what my strengths are, where I can help, and then where I need more help. And the whole goal of aligning this vision of taking 100 school owners to 300 students and 10 school owners to $1 million. The whole premise of this is that there's a direction and there's going to be skills and resources needed to get there, which is why I've partnered with my longest standing client, for example, because there's things that are just beyond my skill set. I've never run a school and definitely not at multi-million dollars per year as they have. So tapping into those resources is what brings the value to the table that keeps everybody in line and keeps everybody on the right path. Number four, I'll email often and make offers daily. Cap partners at 100 people. This is a big one. So keep it lean with direct access to me. I want to be able to know my clients, be able to talk to them, and have a handle on where they are at in their business. I'm at this point, I'll reserve the right to change my mind, but I don't want to have a situation where I've got to I cannot be able to answer the question, or I've got to hand you off to this person and that person. Yep, we got to support help desk system. My team helps with that. Yep, we got the community where people like older clients that have been with us for a long time and that are decades into the industry will help answer questions. But I want to make sure that I've got hands on things and be able to keep it lean with direct access to me. Number six, work with great humans only. What I mentioned earlier, number seven, sell one-time access to workshops that we host for partners. So instead of keeping all, and by the way, over the last 7 years, we've got more than 200 courses inside of partners. Kind of busy refining and pruning a lot of them back, but because we've got so many resources, I not because we've got so many resources, but I've changed our model that we give access to people on a once-off. So if people want to attend a workshop that we're hosting for partners, at times I will make that available to the public and they'll be able to access those workshops and attend. And again, that's a good way to assess, well, am I the guy to help you to your next level or not? Number eight, keep running ads and focus on video content like this. And that's the plan. That's the big plan. So probably good to mention, like, what's in this for me? Like, what's in it for me? Well, I wanted to tell you my story that you know how I got into this, because it wasn't like I bought a course, found a niche, and started working. Like, this started from passion, really, love of the industry. And that's what got me here. But it's also a business, right? And when my clients win, I win. And my goal is to take martial arts media to $100,000 per month. That number, it aligns and reflects with the impact we're creating. It's kind of the yin of the yang. I love martial arts. I love marketing, and I like to help the good guys. The good guys win. Um, that's really it. I know for me to generate a business turning $100,000 a month, it's I've got to be generating 10 times the value with that. And so that's just how the numbers add up for me. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a ride. And yeah, if you'd like to join on the journey, hit me up wherever you find a place to send me a message below. Reach out and let's have a chat. And if not, all good. But I'll keep you in the loop and I'll update you how it's going. So until then, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.